Caribbean LED Lighting St. Lucia Incorporated, located on the ground floor of the Shoreline Building, Vidbutai Castries. Visit our showroom or call us at 452-9022 or 452-9021 for all your LED decorative and outdoor lighting solutions. Check out our webpage, www.caribbeanledlighting.com. Good morning, Vaval Central is on now. Vaval Central and the Caribbean Sound is sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamery Novelties, Live a Little, Harris Paints, the Champions of Color, The Computer Store, Strong Players, Good Morning Quartz, bringing value home, Grace Tropical Rhythms Juices.
St. Lucia, are you ready to feel the vibes? The National Groovy and Power Semi-Finals is coming your way on Friday, June 27th from 6 p.m. at the National Cultural Center grounds. Come support your favorite soca artists as they bring the heat and battle for a spot in the finals. Admission is just $20, so grab your crew for the ultimate after-work line and come wave your rag on June 27th at the NCC. Feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival. Nothing sweeter than that.
What a final! What a final! What a final! The quarterfinal stage of the Calypso competition is on! Beginning with KPT on Wednesday to the 11th. On Friday, June 13th, Fire One will take the stage. Followed by South Calypso Tent on Saturday, June 14th. With TOT Soccer Village on Wednesday, June 18th. Boy, things are heating up! Calypso for soul! 8 p.m. at the NCC. Admission $25. Hey! This event is licensed by Echo.
Are you a small business owner looking for dependable IT support? Then look no further. TCS has the solutions to all your IT needs. Our experienced and qualified team of IT professionals has all your IT solutions. We provide wired and wireless networking, point-of-sale solutions, network security, data backup and recovery solutions, desktops and laptops, computer hardware and software, computer accessories, inks, toners, and much more. Don't let IT solutions cripple your operations or your ability to serve your clients. Call us today at 450-4638 or visit us on the ground floor of the American Drywall Building at Vidbutai. The Computer Store, meeting your demands in the IT world.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Paints man who sells the best for love in so many colors. He is the Harris Paints man for a better pay and a better price. Check the little man for some self-advice. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints.
St. Lucia, it's the Battle of the Titans. Newcomers and veterans clash on one stage in the National Calypso Semi-Finals. Sunday, June 29th from 4 p.m. at the National Cultural Center. They're bringing the fire, the lyrics, and the punchlines, all for a chance to compete in the National Calypso Monarch Finals. Advance tickets are just $40. Pay more at the door. Feel the vibes. Embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival. Nothing sweeter than that.
Enjoy the flavor, taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. Taste that you favor. Join the rhythm, enjoy the flavor, taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. Taste that you favor.
Grace Tropical Rhythms, join the rhythm. Distributed in St. Lucia by Acado Limited.
Oh, I've got this feeling to high-five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery novelty. Love life and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery novelty.
Enjoy Creamy Novelties ice cream, distributed by Farron's Foods. Live a little.
Friday, July 18th, Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Well, you put your hands in the air if you love sweet soca music.
Color Me Red.
Somebody say sweet soca music. Oh my gosh. the world. Watch us sing the words with me. Go. When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. I took cocoa tea using sugar, and together we are complete. Pick me up, only you alone can put fire back in the soul.
Early bird tickets are $135, general admission $150, VIP $500.
Color Me Red, Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
I could never let you miss how she made, miss how she made. Y'all not coming home, I will see you again. Hold me through these nights of dreaming.
Color Me Red.
What's up, the fire? Bubble it over. This is on the child.
Friday, July 18th, Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Color Me Red tickets are available now at Steve's Barbershop, Radio Caribbean International, The Cell, TM Antoine Partners, Red Team members, and FourCirclesTickets.com. Color Me Red, the greatest love.
Vaval Central.
And we're back, Vaval Central on the Caribbean Sound. Good morning, Teddy.
Good morning, Iowa. The morning after the night before. The night before being what happened last night, Iowa?
KPT, no tonight, KPT tonight.
KPT last night, Iowa. Last night. Quarterfinals, a solid performance, very solid performance from KPT. I was speaking to a friend, and we agreeing that KPT very strong musically and vocally, as has been their brand, and they did not disappoint last night. We've seen a number of the artists perfecting and improving on their earlier acts, get less tentative, more confident, tighter in the flow, and a solid performance by KPT. As usual, as is the case every year, many comments about the standard, the quality of Calypso and so on, but what I could see this year will be one of the most keenly contested and in that sense exciting semi-finals building up. It will be very, very tight and very, very difficult to choose, to separate the contenders, to decide who goes through and who doesn't go through. Every ounce of good performance, good delivery, brushing up on the writing, adding a few lines will count as you go to the semi-finals. One could really sense that as the fluff, the humor, the jest, and so away now, and they're going before the judges. KPT setting the tone last night, and the other 10s, I'm sure, very ready to come with their best as they go before the judges to impress. And so KPT finishing their 3. The 10s, of course, the debate will continue about the move from 2 10s to 3 10s. Whether at any point in the season the saturation of fatigue sets in, audience-wise and the numbers-wise, that is a discussion to be had. Before we started the season, we did look at both sides of the coin, making the point that, yes, there had been the clamour for more platforms for the artists, but as far as the audience, you're effectively moving from 8 shows to 12 shows before you go to semi-finals. So that discussion to continue with the likes of Claude Paul, the 10 leaders themselves, and honest reflection in shaping the season. Some are saying that perhaps after the first show, the second one should be some collaboration, some mergers where the old format of the Clash of the Tents, sometimes in a different venue, sometimes back at the Mecca, but just having a little twinge of tweaking and variety in theme and concept just to inject the excitement. But all that to be considered. Calypso, never any shortage of topics and perspectives and angles. As we keep saying, there's no absolute authority on Calypso. It's the people sing. Everybody's view counts as we decide to improve that art form and get the optimum out of it. We mentioned the key. They continue on the weekend on to the rest of the quarterfinals. We'll be getting to that in just a bit. And reminding persons of the action continuing, we want to ask for good support for Grocery Carnival. The committee there trying its best to improve. There has been improvement over the last 2 years as the gathering they try to add some quality and some substance to Grocery Carnival. They are going before the public for the first time on Friday as part of the Grocery Friday night. Good collaboration between the committee, the band leaders, and indeed the Grocery Vendors Committee. The powerful Iowa, don't play coming Grocery Friday night. And you have to consult them and seek permission, you can't just come, and pay your dues. So Grizzly Friday, 6 bands and lots of the top artists, Nerdy and company will be there to add to the entertainment. We'll go through the list in a while of artists, top national artists who will be on the stage to add flavor to the launch of Grizzly Friday night. Grizzly Carnival in the street party this coming Friday. Jürgen is one of the artists. He's moved across from TOT Soca Village and moved into the KPT tent. He is known for his use of stage, his confidence on stage, his flair. He's brought that, and also his competence in actually delivering. He's a welcome addition to KPT tent. We'll be hearing him in just a bit. And speaking a bit to Iowa of the aspect, a lot being said now about the double ton, the play on words, the double meaning. And they're just making a point on this Vaval Central that and in having a play on words, many artists trying it this year as they have in past years, you need to always be constant with the ambivalence / ambiguity. So at every point, the word used could have either meaning. So you cannot use it just gratuitously and in a far-fetched way. It must be clear that at every point you need to have the ambivalence. It could mean every time you use the word or the words that you're playing on, it can have both meaning. It could smoothly apply and be used in both senses. We're really making that point. So it cannot be approximative where you use you make the connection sometimes the words not matching. They must be clear at every point. The double meaning must apply. It could be used in either sense. And so what we'll be doing in a while, we're going to you again. When you come back, we'll be playing maybe Sparrow. You have Sparrow Saltfish, Iowa?
Yes,
right.
we do.
As one of the ultimate pieces of play on words, double ton, double meaning. We play just for everybody to get clear how you do this double meaning thing. It must be clear. Sparrow uses that word about 50 times in the song. At every time, it could mean either the dish on your table, Iowa, or the dish in your bed. You know what I'm saying? Right. At every point. So we'll get back to that in a while to illustrate how double meaning and double ton should be. You can't keep the public guessing and it's not fitting, it's not matching. Anyway, we go into Jürgen first, one of the finer voices and performers over in KPT, really known for his flair and flash. You know, when I say that word, flash, I'm not having this flash. A long time, you're going to have flash, boy. And delivering to a favorite of the crowd 3 years. He did the first one, I'm not going back to Flambeau again. The second number, an interesting twist, he says, on dealing with the violence and some of the conflict.
Hit the brass! I come out to sing the calypso. Give me the brass, let me sing the calypso. Hey, 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 hey. And I always wondered why big men start to cry when the girl give horn, they ready to die. Macho man can't understand. Only man, you pray don't like sun. Man get robbed, he laughs it stuff. Shrugs his shoulders like that small stuff. But when he has, she's seeing him. And that's the moment things get grim. So if you want to see peace and love in this ghetto, there's one surefire way to bring peace that I know. The women with this men, just give them a damn heart. They have gone to kill man, just give them a damn heart. Consider it service for country, let's do this. Take one for your country, call it civic duty. Cause man can get licked with gun, but man cannot take a heart. Whoa. I come out to sing the calypso. Give me the brass, let me sing the calypso. Hey, hey. You show that he don't care. Walk on like he don't care. Rush out the bullet grace. Just another day and face. But let him have. She texting Mike. Is that breaking down? Just like his bike. This man, tough in these streets. Now curled up, can't eat, can't sleep. If there's no cup, no enemy. That same one have him pass so deep. So if we want to see one shot fire way to bring peace that I know. And that the women with these men, just give them a damn hug. They have gone to kill man. Just give them a damn hug. Consider it service for country. Let's do this. Take one for your country. Come on, can get licked with God. Oh, yo. I come out to sing the calypso. Give me the brass, let me sing the calypso. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
You again on Vaval Central, Teddy?
Jürgen last night, and of course with his popular I going back to Flubbo again, completing his presentation to the judges. As we said, number of outstanding vocalists. We had CC in yesterday, Iowa. We also been talking a lot about Dosha Fenelon, who is divine among the artists. Hyper gave a good account of himself last night, adding a new number. And just throughout, Taker has always been strong vocally, really, and we know of Mystique and the others in the 10th Blackberry and Company. Really a good account of themselves as an well, now almost established and no longer just emerging. Del Chatel is one from the first 10th. We found that she really hit the mark. She is one of the vocalists too. She's dabbling the groovy. T.C. Brown into really exposing her vocals. Del Chatel, interesting twist, interesting song. Last night again, I thought on mark, and you see them getting stronger as they go through the different rounds. Reminding everyone, we have our special guest this morning, the chairperson of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the agency charged with organizing, developing Carnival on St. Lucia. Tamara Gibson is in with us this morning. She'll be in the chair in a few minutes. Tamara Gibson is the special guest to speak on Carnival, where we're going with this important festival. So stay tuned for Tammy Gibson in just a bit on Vaval Central. Remind everyone of the lecture next Tuesday over at the Financial Center. Dr. Ansia Octave, St. Lucian, based in Jamaica, based at the University of St. Augustine, first in Trinidad, now moving on to the Edna Manley College over in Jamaica. She's Director of Studies at the School of Arts Management and Humanities, is one of the schools under the college that deals with drama, dance, music, art, continuing studies. So we'll have her there. And her topic, as I said, is L'Histoire Carnaval. That is the broad framework for the series of lectures being launched on Tuesday. And her theme is Get in Your Section, Lucian Carnival and the Openness of Cultural Space. Sounds very interesting, Iowa. You see that, many angles to that and the evolution. Once again, the lecture next Tuesday, Get in Your Section, Lucian Carnival and the Openness of Cultural Space. Good morning, Ansia. She like that program. I all in Jamaica, tune in every morning. Ansia, I'm looking forward to you being here. Iowa, we're going, as we said, with Del Chatel.
House Pets on Vaval Central.
Good evening. And welcome.
Nowadays it's fashionable for people to get house pets. They are trained to be sociable with good manners and etiquette. Pets are taught how to navigate when they go out in public, cause no owner will tolerate any pets acting erratic. Yeah, the highest house of the land, the pets in a different zone, endless noise and confusion, like they're fighting over a bone. A dumb white stallion fell off the racetrack. He stands up in opposition, misrepresenting the facts. But the dog was in front, protecting the victory. That's who the people want. As leader of the country, Mr. Speaker, why wait any longer? Put them out of the house. Once they start to behave like louse, Mr. Speaker, put them out of the house. Central. You may find it contradictory. Not everybody likes house pets. Some pets are just like family. Others might be a threat. Always need care and attention. So expensive to maintain. If you ask for my opinion, I have no use for them. Yeah, those in the legislature act like they belong in a zoo. Everything get helter-skelter when snake meets money food. People start growling anytime the stallion complain. They like to remind him he's not the PM again. A ponytail donkey looking for attention. Question his loyalty when he walked out of the session. Mr. Speaker, why wait any longer? Put them out of the house. Once they start to behave like louse, Mr. Speaker, put them out of the house. Out you go.
Ned Chattel on Vaval Central. Tenny.
Yes, Des Chattel, one of the finer voices, and growing in confidence, growing as she entered the tent a couple of years ago in the arena. Really a whole slew of fresh talent coming from KPT, adding to the Calypso fraternity, the cadre of Calypsonians going before the public the last 2 or 3 years. We are speaking there, of course, encouraging Jumin Anius. Really great work. I took a look at the pay-per-view. Was it Saturday or Sunday night? Really enjoyed it. The fine images, really well done by Jumin. Multi-camera approach to the production. Lots going in from this young St. Lucian Jumin Anius. The pay-per-view offered to the persons here on St. Lucia and indeed the diaspora throughout. And he really has been complaining. Very few people tuning in. That is, we have to stop and speak about it in the carnival. A lot of lip service, a lot of lip service, clamor, loud noises about things. So the diaspora, who we welcome, their contribution has a lot to say on every aspect, what should be done, what could be done, what should be done. Diaspora throughout. $10 is the fee to log on to a pay-per-view to follow the 10 to support the art form. Jumin Anius going forward night after night with a fantastic feed and production of it. $10. Very few people are. He said 10 people. We have thousands upon thousands in the diaspora. We hear loud noises in our carnival. What should be done? What could be done? And whether they like or they don't like. A chance to show your support. I got $10. $10. Diaspora, wake up and show support. Go past the lip service, the talking. In fairness to diaspora, maybe a little more aggressive marketing, because we push, make a little more awareness. We do it here, maybe more aggressive in letting them be aware that it's there. But the word to diaspora, do not be accused of just giving lip service and just talking. Support the thing. In the past, the record has not been good of when it comes to put your money where your mouth is and support the solution. It hasn't quite happened. We know quite a few come down for the mass and so, but the others is thousands upon thousands throughout North America, the Caribbean itself, the UK, all over Europe. We need to see that support. The French Caribbean also show the support. We cannot have only 10 people between St. Lucia and overseas subscribing to the pay-per-view. I mean, about the same as the little admission fee down here. We pay $25 here to go. You at home in luxury watching and comfort for $27 effectively. So we need more support for that pay-per-view. Go past the lip service. Also, the people clamoring for the pan. We hear noise. We need more pan in the carnival. There's a fantastic schools festival on Saturday. Put on great production, great infrastructure, great participation. Not the numbers. Some of the people, some of my friends I know that always make noise about pan, the beating pan for pan. They were not there, You have to go past that lip service and show. Also, want to big up Tribe of 12 this morning. Adrian Oji, Beverly Skerritt, Karen Tobia, Ashanti, Lady Lynn, Miss Warner, who else? Mark Louis, everybody in the Tribe of 12. Anthony Felicia, we're happy and pleased with you going past the talk and playing your portrayal mask, depiction, your twirl, your cloth, real costume, as you call it. We're happy that you actually go in there. for all the noise we're hearing about people wanting more conservative mass Iowa, right? Less bikini and more clothes and more portrayal. Adrian Oji is supposed to have 1,000 people fighting to enter his band. You know, Iowa, considering the noise, people making noise. Adrian sometimes under 100 people, barely 100. So all of us in the carnival, a little past the lip service, show the support for the things that we advocate for and make noise about. A lot more on that later. As you remind you, Tamara Gibson herself will have her say and explain to us what's happening in the carnival, where we're going in just a bit. But who we have next, Iowa?
TC Brown.
Linus Cadet. You having a ball.
TC.
That sounds like LC, right? I don't know. As the Baptist, the priest and them used to do what they want, you know. You remember that, eh?
Yeah.
I think,
that one.
I think TC is a home name, a pet name, though, you know. I don't know. When he come back here, he'll tell us. But it's Linus Cadet, you know.
Right.
So you never write a check to TC. That means if you write a check to TC, you know that by heart, eh? Linus Cadet, I know it by heart. We go in. TC Brown had a funny that one of the big songs so far developing in the season. Here's TC Brown. I made a celebration of this one. Go on, TC.
My choice on Vaval Central.
We bouncing with it.
Good morning, Vaval Central.
Hey, don't be afraid to bounce, you know. General elections is a clash of party leaders whose main intention is to control the public coffers. Our choice is clear on election day. It's Philip J. versus Alan Chasney. Depuis Pierre-Antoine, il fait assis, il fait au chipé, je ne sais pas les. The economy, he revitalized employment and GDP, wages and pensions rise. Now no government is beyond rebuke, but when I take a comprehensive look, without favor of I then declare my choice is clear. I'm sticking with Mr. Pierre, cause Alan is no John Compton. He's just a rich man's son. Flabo put in charge because he caught a large. Pierre come from roots. His dad were the government boots. And this teacher mommy taught him to serve with humility. I ain't trying to divide, I ain't taking side, but I'm not afraid to call a spade a spade. My choice is clear.
My choice.
Clear, clear, clear.
My choice.
My choice is clear. I'm sticking with Mr. Pierre. Our Allen. Okaya Lapen. No surrender, no reverse. We put in people first. My choice is clear.
My choice.
Clear, clear, clear.
My choice.
My choice is clear.
Singing to Mr. Pierre.
I can hear you. My choice. You with me? Whether you're bad or ugly, we all need food and water when hungry and thirsty. And when we sick, we crave proper health care. Whether we stick with Chasney up here, once we importing most of what we consuming, we supporting rising cost of living. It's not fair. After all the debts he cleared, you should bear blame for the state of healthcare. Some thought CIP Roro would rile us up, but that was just a storm in a teacup. Keep working, Mr. Pierre, and stand firm. Your performance will earn you a second too. Where is the dolphin pack? Where is the racetrack? All the pipe dreams and elusive schemes. Carefree of ganja, minimum wage deliver, and we're looking good to deliver St. Jude. I ain't trying to divide, I ain't taking side, but I'm not afraid to call a spade a spade. My choice is clear.
My choice.
Clear, clear, clear.
My choice.
My choice is clear. I'm sticking with Mr. Pierre. Our Allen. Okaya Lapen. No surrender, no reverse. We put in people first. My choice is clear.
My choice.
Clear, clear, clear.
My choice.
My choice is clear. I'm sticking with Mr.
Pierre.
What you all say?
Vaval Central.
Box him. Who throw that water there, boy? Who throw that water there? Who throw that water? Who pay high share? TC Brown and Vaval Central. Steady?
TC Brown, as he said, really having fun. That's one a big statement within the carnival, a very popular song speaking about his choice, sticking with Philip Pear. As we said, we are joined now by Tamara Gibson. What do you call her, Madam? What do you call her, Madam Chair? TG. Morning. Welcome, Tamara, to the Vaval Central. Poppy is here joining us in a bit. Poppy, are you Miss Cicero contestants are here this morning. Miss Cicero, really, we're happy with the development community carnival, community pageant. They have a strong carnival growing all the time, and the pageant. There is talk, Poppy, one of the sponsors this year. There's some truth to that. You confirm in a while? You confirm? At the booklet. Poppy, you're not easy, boy. Investing in the youth, eh? And the community, right?
Community activities.
Community activities, very good.
Very important to carnival.
Nice euphemism for your approach to the Cicero community. But we'll discuss that in a more. That's one of the techniques in Calypso, euphemism, right? You agree?
Correct.
We want to talk about all assonance, alliteration, all the topics, metaphor. That could be used instead of just singing straight. We keep saying that personification. And I made the point, as I said yesterday or the day before. Just a random example, Mighty Pep, instead of giving chapter and verse and a whole speech and a newspaper article about abortion not being good, he put himself in the place of the fetus. Just a different angle, right? So it distinguishes the song. Now, before we go to Tamara Gibson, as we said, we have lots more, including the Miss Cicero contestants in a while. Good morning, Miss Brown and your team. We made the point, Poppy, about that persons who just claim to be using the technique of double entendre, double meaning. I just find in many examples, people are guessing and stretching the fact and the word match, It needs to be consistent and seamless. At every mention of that word that you're playing on, it could mean either of the two things. In the case, we said sparrow, saltfish could be either the saltfish on your table and the dining, or saltfish in your bedroom, It could be either. So we go in either. Just play, just for people, we like to with the public share thoughts. Let's listen to saltfish. And where at every point could mean either thing. Let's go.
Vaval Central.
People always want to know, Sparrow, which is your favorite song? I really can't tell you that. Saltfish. It's one thing I know for sure, is that whenever I sing this one, it always tends to generate a lot of excitement. People seem to go real crazy. The women go wild with laughter. And the men with the mustache always pull aside and blush. Look at that fella with the mustache there. Now this is called by many different names in many different lands. In Venezuela, it is called bacalao.
Vaval Central.
I'm sure every man in here already eat it. Saltfish. Nothing in the world sweeter than saltfish. English cod or the hard Jamaican saltfish. It's sweeter than meat. When you out to eat, let me hear you say, all saltfish sweet. Very well, I like the taste, though the smell sometimes extra sweet, it's smelling so saltfish. Big money that's run behind it, saltfish. Vaval Central. Saltfish. It's sweeter than meat. When you out to eat, sing the chorus. All saltfish sweet.
Mighty Sparrow and Vaval Central, Teddy.
You get the point, Bobby? The point is clear, right?
Very clear.
Very clear. Yeah, so we're just saying when we say we go in the way of Doubleton, we claim to be Doubleton throughout or go forward the years and going forward and make sure that the match is very clear and precise, and no better exponent of it than the Mighty Sparrow as displayed by that rendition of Saltfish. Good morning, Tamara Gibson. You are the lady in the hot seat. You're the one with the responsibility. As they say, when you're in charge of carnival, it goes good, you get all the praise. If something happens, it could be a stage collapsing, it's you to blame. You know.
My back is broad. I'm used to it by now.
Good morning, Tamara. Where are we at with
morning.
Carnival 2025 so far? How we going so far as the objectives of Carnival generally and the actual execution?
Well, we're off to a great start for Lucian Carnival 2025. I have to say the team has been working really hard since our first event, which was the auditions for the National Carnival Queen Show in March. So since then, we've really been pushing. We've had sashing ceremonies. We've seen the tents are now swinging, and we were all the way into competition stage with the quarterfinals. And of course, we really, with our focus on the youth and the youth activities, we saw a really vibrant schools festivals with the Calypso and Soca and Pan on the last weekend. And we cannot speak about where Carnival is without speaking about the National School Store. This store began in the middle of May, right after the Jazz Festival. And I think it really brought the Carnival spirit and the Carnival feeling and the vibe to St. Lucia. The youth, the students, the excitement when the talk came to their schools, just their reactions. I think it really set a great tone for what is to come for Lucian Carnival. And it just shows that we are ready for 2025. We're ready to take Lucian Carnival yet to an even higher stage, because we keep what we know, the team, we keep trying to grow the festival and keep the festival, deliver the best experience to both participants, spectators, visitors, and that's where we are now with Lucian Carnival.
I was always heartened by the introduction of the school tour, as I saw it in some other countries. Trinidad, for example, the bungee garlands going to the schools and the kids going crazy. Also, the concern to me, the carnival more pervasive. That I keep saying everybody ought to have a slice in the carnival. The proverbial grandmother from Pave, even some of my Baptist friends, they follow Calypso. Everybody has a slice. So the school children getting it. The public has been very. My friends going to Baptist church, they argue Calypso more than you. They wouldn't go to the pastor get vexed if they come to the park, but they following it like crazy. Yeah. Two of my schoolmates, but the fellas more Calypso than you, Poppy.
Well, Teddy,
that's important to make it pervasive.
Yes, and again, that is part of one of our 4 pillars, inclusivity. Okay. That is one of the 4 pillars. We believe that there is a piece of Lucian Carnival for everyone. So really focusing on the youth and the youth festival, it was really to ensure that we cover this pillar, to let the youth know that this festival is theirs. They are the future of the festival. And I think we can agree from what we saw on the weekend that the future of the festival is in great hands. I mean, when we look at even from the secondary schools, soca competition, how some of the performances have gone viral.
Well, I want to make that point. Poppy, and to all our listeners, that performance by the convent winner, the winner of the Soca Monarch, has very gone viral. I saw this morning Gaston Brown, the Prime Minister of Antigua, is going crazy on his page, sharing.
Yes.
It's really in every country, St. Vincent,
Yes.
diaspora, all the Caribbean
This
countries.
is
are
a
going
great
crazy,
achievement for us.
Over that performance, the convent girls rallying behind their girl that has really I saw Gaston Brown this morning commenting and sharing it on his page. It's really caught the attention of everyone. Yeah?
And I'm really pleased about that. And we have to also take a moment to say that this year we had it's the first year we've had two separate competitions. So we had the primary schools, Calypso and Soca on one day, and the secondary schools, Calypso and Soca on the Friday. And it is because of the number of entries into the competition. That is very promising. I know Bachelor is doing a lot of work behind the scenes with the youth, and we appreciate that, and we just want to keep them encouraged. So next year we expect, we had a conversation as to whether we may now next year start to look at having a semi-finals for them because of the number of entrants that we have in the preliminary round of the competition. So it's very promising. We're very proud of it, and it shows that our festival is growing. We're developing youth talent, which is very important to us. I think every St. Lucian should be proud.
You mentioned the pillars. Enlighten the public, enlighten us on these pillars.
So yes, so we have 4 pillars. Inclusivity, which I spoke of first. Of course, the festival is for everyone. We want everyone to feel you're a part of the festival. Whether you like Calypso, whether you like the Panty and Bra and the Bum Bum Wall, whether you like Pan, if you're a youth, old, whether you're from Viewfort, Castries, Dennery, Soufrière, we want you to feel included in the festival. Then we have cultural preservation. We need to ensure that we preserve what is authentically ours, what is truly St. Lucian, and what makes this festival unique. So we make sure that we let the public know what is truly ours. This year, we're focusing a lot on focusing a lot on Pan. Yes, we're focusing on Pan. We're bringing Pan to the streets on Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, that's happening?
Yes, Pan is on the streets. Yeah, we're on the streets with them, and that is, of course, from the support of the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. They were really they really encouraged us, and they made it possible for us to have Pan on the road this year. So we want to mention that. Old Mass, we're giving Old Mass some attention because we realize that every year we're seeing fewer and fewer persons participating, so we're giving them some attention as well. So this is the part where we deal with our cultural preservation of the festival, and of course it's with the support, the fact that we subsidize heavily Queen and King of the bands. We ensure that every year each entrant gets subsidized, so you get a subvention. So to assist in the preparation of your costumes and your costume buildings, because we understand the expense that comes with it. So that is cultural preservation. Of course, we have sustainability. And sustainability is twofold. So it's, of course, the responsibility for the environment and being sustainable, and also the sustainability of our carnival. How are we sustaining it? So that is why, again, we're putting all that focus into the youth and youth activities. This year, we're doing something new again. We're going tree planting with the National Carnival Queens. On Friday, tomorrow, we're going to have a tree planting session. So the Carnival Queens of 2025, in 25 years, they will be able to say that we planted trees. They could go to see if the trees grew. And we're doing that tomorrow with a few officials at the Prime Minister's official residence.
Right.
So we look forward to that. And our last pillar, very important to us.
Responsible enjoyment.
That's right, Iowa. Responsible enjoyment. Everybody is responsible for someone else. So we're not drinking and driving. We're ensuring we exercising from now. We're drinking our water. And we eating properly. We ensuring that when we live in the pets, we live with whomever we came with. So we want to ensure that everyone is taking care of each other, because we want an incident-free Lucian Carnival 2025.
Yeah, that speaks to the level of vulgarity too, to try to it does. Or you're leaving that to personal choice.
Oh, that's personal choice.
Yeah.
That's personal choice. Be responsible for yourself and your behavior.
That's it.
Personal choice.
You're not having the whining police like Barbados.
No.
Arresting people for whining. But Bajans do things already.
They might have to arrest the whole parade.
Barbados is a special place, you know, the Walker Police.
Yeah.
St. Vincent went viral with their own thing, with the announcement a few days ago.
Yes,
Our carnival fertility went crazy. St. Vincent announcing that they're going, remember Poppy, they're going midnight on Monday. The parade and the revelry will end on the carnival Monday at midnight and carnival Tuesday at 10. Right away, the response.
Right.
St. Lucia.
So,
talk to me, Madam
first
Chair.
of all, I would like everybody to know I've seen it. So stop sending it to me. I'm well aware. But we have to take things into context, right? Our route in St. Lucia, we have the most magnificent route in the whole region. And I say it without any reservations. Our route, we have the entire highway and the city circuit. We have to recognize that the other islands, including St. Vincent, their parade only takes them around their city circuits. The other thing is, St. Vincent and some of the other islands, they have, although they have 2 parade days, the first parade day is a separate operation sometimes by business houses, etc. So their mass bands really parade for one day, unlike St. Lucia.
Yeah. We are one of the only countries that offers the same fare, or used to at least the same costume on 2 days.
On 2 days.
Every Barbados is 1 day, of course. Trinidad, Grenada, everybody has 1 day of costume, 1 day of t-shirt or body wear.
Also, these are the islands, and I say this from experience, their parade starts very late, 3, 4. I've been to an island where the band started moving at 5 p.m. on a Monday. So in St. Lucia, we start promptly at 10 a.m. I think we should be fair and ask for what we want. And what I would like to see is for every band to be allowed to finish the parade. So you start our right. Our route is Mega J to Mega J. So we would like to see every band have an opportunity to complete the route. I don't know if anyone will have the energy to jump until midnight in St. Lucia. We start jumping at 10 a.m. Midnight is a little excessive. But let's be fair and honest. If we are allowed to complete the route, that in itself is satisfactory to us. And today, we're going into a major consultation with the minister and various stakeholders today. So
people like who will be represented.
Royal St. Lucia Police Force, NEMO, St. Lucia Fire Service, Environmental, Carnival band leaders, event promoters.
Okay.
Yes, so we have a consultation for today. And these are some of the things that we're going to be discussing, and decisions will be made on that. So we don't need to compare our end time to other islands. Other islands are parading round and round the city circuit.
A relatively small
it's
one.
It's a relatively small. The bands are a lot smaller. We have bands with over 2,000 people in St. Lucia this year. The largest band in St. Vincent for the first time is 1,500 people. We've been way past that for years now. So there's a lot other things to take into consideration when we speak about the end time of a parade. And of course, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force will take the lead on that and give us the guidance, and we'll be happy to accept whatever guidance they give us. We will work with them.
For those just joining, we're speaking with Tamara Gibson, the chairperson of the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, on where we are with St. Lucia Carnival 2025 and indeed beyond. Tell us, you mentioned that about the costume bands, Mega G to Mega G. Often you've heard the question, the issue of the wider public. Who used, in your days, your father's days, good morning, Secra Gibson, used to take the nice little jump.
Secra Gibson, you know he's listening.
Used to take a little jump after the bands paraded, or a Juve. Juve is only registered bands. You must pay to be in a Juve band now, and also only costume bands. Any sort for the general member of the public who wants to take a little jump.
Yes, I think for us, it's a little ticklish. As you rightfully said, in the past, the Juve was, you hear the music.
Spontaneous.
And you're spontaneous, you come, you jump. There are quite a few registered bands now. All the bands are registered, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, it's even judged, which is Juve judge. I don't know. It's kind of a paradox. But
people have their views on that. Let it be more organic than that, than judging. But
we've had some discussion on possibly getting, maybe bans on the road for Juve.
Soufre, by the way, Jade Brown has explained, Soufre have invested, they made the statement that there's going to be a truck on the road
specifically for
the general public.
For the general public. And I think it's a great idea and something that we may have to look at in the National Festival and have some discussion on it. But at the moment, we haven't really had any much discussion on that.
Yeah. One of the big concerns is the area of the Carnival Tuesday. The Monday takes care of itself. There's lots to see. The spectacle is there. But the Tuesday, where increasingly the bands are abandoning the costumed approach and going for the body wear, to common folk, we call it just a swimsuit type,
Right.
so, and individual pieces, so there's no uniformity. In other words, there's very little spectacle on that carnival, Tuesday in particular, for the family to see. Where are we at with that? Addressing that at all?
Yes. So this year, when the minister had consultations with the band leaders, he did try to encourage them to at least have a color code per band. So it's a lot more uniform. It may be better for them to control their security, etc. So that is being taken into consideration by the bands. We at the CPMC, we are planning a pre-parade.
Okay.
And we're working with some of our creatives. And from what I understand, it's going to be something spectacular. So you'll see a lot of our traditions at play. So that will start earlier. So the parade will start from Northwest before the bands start off at Mega G and go through.
You're saying the special production.
The special production.
will start at Northwest.
At Northwest, they will go before the French bands.
Okay.
They will start off. So there's something to offer. And this year, as I mentioned, the French bands, we have a huge French contingent coming to St. Lucia. Our numbers have multiplied by 2. So this year we have over 500 French visitors in their various bands, and we know they put on a beautiful display for us. So we're very excited to have them and host them as well.
So I hear you clearly for the public. So you're saying between the French bands and that special production you're putting on, there will be a lot more spectacle.
There will be a lot more spectacle
Tuesday.
on the Tuesday. So we're asking the spectators to come out and support and just be part of the festival, because even as a spectator, you are part of the festival as well. This is your inclusivity. It is your festival. Come out, have a look, enjoy.
Well, happy to see that. We need a whole other forum for that. Where the carnival, the point you're making earlier, I mentioned, we tease about my Baptist friends, but the spectacle is the public, the carnival spectator. Carnival, the parade, is ultimate form of street theater.
Yes.
And it's popular theater, interactive theater.
Yeah.
The audience is as much part of carnival. You see the Calypso 10 discussion coming up, Poppy. Carnival has the essence of popular theater in it, where the audience is part of it. And so even if you dismiss the armchair critics at home who follow the Calypso thing, that's their carnival too. They have a say too.
Yeah, because you have to remember, carnival is an event, it's a production. It's just a 2-day moving event and production, but it is still an event and a production, and we want you to come out and be part of it.
Lots of talk, Tamara Gibson, about the venues. We see an interesting debate resurfacing. You're perhaps the CPMC, a victim of the excellence over the last few days because of the production and the quality of the infrastructure and the smooth running of the events. Good morning to Coyote, Francois, and the rest of the team, Vaval, Double and so over at the Mindofiller Park. The public, you heard some noises now about considering moving back to Mindofiller Park because it works so well. The traditionalists, the purists think that is the real home of the Calypso and Soca finals. And so your own take on that, where we stand, how is possible is that? Is there a rethink, in fact, in process?
Well, firstly, we only ended up at the Mindofiller Park because the SAB is still under construction. So that was a plan B. Plan B that worked excellent. However, we want to keep ourselves in good standing with the Ministry of Sports. We really do want to keep ourselves in good standing with them. The thing with July, and this is after consultation with the production persons at Event St. Lucia and our other agencies, July brings a lot of rain, quite a bit of rain. Even at the SAB, when we were finished with the SAB, we have to... we are responsible for doing all the rehabilitation work on the SAB. So, and the SAB, as we know, is sand-based. And very resilient.
For bad weather and so on.
Bad weather and so on. Right. That is not the case at Mindofiller Park. And we know that they've just done quite a bit of work on the Mindofiller Park. It is the rain and the mud, I think we would really be doing a disservice for us to even consider having the shows there. We know that There's a sort of nostalgic feeling once you get to Mindufilla Park. I even felt it when I was there last weekend. But we have to be practical in our decision making. We have to really make the decisions. Because we have a helicopter view of everything that's going on. We do make the best decisions for the festival. So we understand people are excited to see the junior shows back at the Mindufilla Park, but for the national shows, they will be held at the SAB as has been done in the last 3 years.
Well, Kayo Francois, who really heads production and the technical man, was reminding me that only this year in February, they had to hastily reschedule Independence from Marsha to the SAB because of the same weather conditions. Once the weather, it was not practical. And further, I think the pan men have agreed that it couldn't work at Marsha. The way they need to line up the pans on the street as they do at the SAB, much wider. That would be in two separate venues.
That's correct.
That's what our pan man was saying.
Yes, and of course we can't set up, because of budget limitations, we can't set up two separate venues, one for Queen and King and the bands and Pan, and one for the music shows, Soca and Calypso. It's just not practical.
Yeah. You mentioned, you spoke all the time about the venues. The route is equally important. Persons still unclear. There was a shift last year. I don't think it was totally internalized by the public. What is the route thoroughly for the parade of bands?
At the moment, the route remains the same. It goes from Mega J through the city circuit around all the way to Manuel Street.
Guide us. Once we get past the Marcy on the waterfront, what happens there?
I say that very carefully because, as I said, we're going into a consultation now, and that is one of the things that will be discussed today. Okay. The final, but as it stands now, there is no change from 2024. Which was when we get to Massey, we go to Jabati Street, Darling Road, Jeremy Street.
So we're going for St. Lucian's, no streets. So we're going past the grocery bus stop towards Dilly's, right?
Yes.
Towards Dilly's.
And then Jeremy
Street, we turn right and head towards the market.
Right.
And
then
when
we
get
go
to the market,
Pena Street.
Which is, we're going towards KFC and the church.
Yes, then we go to Mikud Street.
We turn right, going past the square and the library.
Then we go down to Manuel Street.
Manuel Street, that's where the old Slasper, Banana,
and then back on to
City Massey
Jeremy
City.
Street.
So we go way down past Slasper.
Yes.
Right, and then on Jeremy Street, past the old customs building and back up. And then reach
That is the plan.
Right. And how did that work last year? Interesting. What are the reviews on that last year?
Last year, it worked relatively well. There's always room for improvement. I think what we are concerned with is the numbers in the bands, especially the bigger bands. And we need to work out a formula with the CBA as to how the bands parade, the order of parade. I know now there's a dipping process in CBA, but we need to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves in 2025 with the band, the numbers, the regular numbers, is that still the best way to assess the order of the bands? We need to see, possibly, do we put the bigger bands first, the bigger bands in the back? Do we move them in between?
I see, to watch all the permutations possible to ensure the smooth flow. I've heard the band leaders, the likes of Vail, Tobia, Barry, George, on that a different permutation could work better instead of the random dipping.
I think what happened last year on the Tuesday, after we had some discussions with the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, they advised the best way for the bands to parade on that day, the order of parade. And I think it worked excellent. So let's see what happens today.
Yeah, well, you're looking at everyone is vaunting the touristic aspect. The numbers are great. Some bands, some established bands, most of them 70% foreign membership, visitor membership. That is good for the economy, good for tourism, good for the country money-wise. But surely there'll be a concern about local involvement and the heartbeat of the festival. How are you balancing the two in your thrust?
It's a challenge. Whilst we love to know that Lucian Carnival is trending. We are the most trending carnival in the region now. And we can see that as other islands are really trying to emulate what we are producing. So that in itself speaks volumes. However, we want to ensure, as I said before, inclusivity, that everyone is involved in the festival. But what we are seeing is that people are now having to make a choice. Either maybe they want to party or they want to to play mass. And of course, we have something new developing, which is carnival tourism. People actually travel to experience carnivals worldwide. That's all they do.
Festival travelers.
Festival traveling. So when you have that, you will always find an increase in tourism arrivals, and we love that. We want even more. Once we have the rooms and the flights to accommodate, we work with the SLTA to ensure that we can invite people to our shows. But there are smaller bands that can accommodate our locals. However, it's what people gravitate to. I guess everybody has their own choice, what band that they want to be in, what they want to wear, whether they want to wear more clothes, less clothes, if they want a live band, a DJ. So it's a matter of choice in the end. But again, it's a challenge to us. We would definitely like to more of our locals participating in the parade, but we will work with the CBA to see how we can,
Many have looked towards the more business model, like a Barry George Expressions Carnival Band, who really, for the average working class who cannot pay the $1,800, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 costume that day. But Barry is saying, interesting, the social dynamics, the social media, the power of it, that some of the girls who can't afford it, they prefer to stay out. To find it demeaning to be in a band that's not so glamorous, not so expensive. The statement and the social profiling is that
this
important.
Social media thing is big. The Instagram, it's a big influence on people's choices. So it's something that we will continue to work with the CBA on to see how we can get more locals participating in the mass. However, when we say we bring in a lot of visitors to the island, we have to remember that a lot of these people are St. Lucians who live in the diaspora, or children of St. Lucians. So whilst they may be coming from overseas, they are of Lucian descent and are also St. Lucians and in the diaspora. So it's something that we need to look into and really see, like, maybe we work this year again with the SLTA to see really how many of those visitors are really of St. Lucian descent.
At least,
yeah.
The big words are always, I see Claude Paul is here too, he's Mr. Calypso Carnival Music, training and development. Persons always speak to that, nurturing the future. Well, of course, you've gotten kudos for the youth aspect of it, but generally, I mean, the paucity, the dearth of writers is becoming a crisis in the Calypso in St. Lucia. You're beginning to see the stretch. Where we at with that training and development generally in Carnival?
Well, Claude is here. We've had some conversations about training and development in the past. The Cultural Development Foundation is the agency who really is the driving force behind the training and development aspect of Carnival. For the season, I know the judges, the Calypso judges, have had their training workshop. We're in the process of organizing a training workshop for the Carnival judges. So they're the ones who will judge the parade, Queen and King and the bands, Junior Carnival, etc. But we do recognize that there's a need for training, especially, as you said, in the writers. We keep speaking, discussing it, and we will try our best to see how we can, what supports can be given through the Ministry of Creative Industries, of course, to that segment.
Yeah. And there's also a clamor for costume making, the skills, the skills, the artisanry, to get some artisans, the costume makers. We're losing many of them, and the skill, emphasis on that, but also having some trained artisans.
Yes, definitely. So it's another area that we intend to have some of the conversation with the Cultural Development Foundation to see how we can facilitate those training workshops.
Yeah, a few things on the ground that overlooked. Well timed, because you're going through that massive consultation today for all parties. One, the information on the relocation of bus stops, for example, is just seen a little more proactive in that communication. Caused some disturbance last year. A number of the bus stops for the route purpose relocated. But a little more clarity on the shutdown time. Some food vendors and bar owners were not clear, so they had some spoiled products. So the communication, they're asking to be a little clearer on that, you know?
Yes, will definitely be my communication team, Chelsea, at the head.
Not only, but also the police, for them to be clearer, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and also a request for that for the parade of bands. Invariably, there's a gap before the arrival. Well, you fill in the Tuesday, but between bands, for them to be more of a show and an offering on stage for the TV audience and also for persons there. Some destinations have some of the countries. Artist performances, some junior carnival costumes on there, just to fill that space. That gap is really a yawning one, and really.
Well, on the Monday, the parade is for 2 days. The spectacle parade is for on both Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, you do both days, so we'll fill it. Yeah.
So we'll fill it for both days.
We're also seeing some artists has to pass through at least to fill the space on there. There used to be in the old days a resident band. Remember, Poopy? A band there to just play and fill the gap. So the gap could be
remember we have the steel band this year. So there are a few more things. So it's just when we sit with the Events St. Lucia team and we conceptualize how we will present. Yeah. Right. But we can assure you that it'll be a spectacle.
Yeah. As you say, good morning to Izai Hall, always tune in, saying good morning to you, Iowa, your partner Izai Hall. Reminding everyone, we're getting set to go into the soca music. The semi is getting ready for the rehearsal starting in a couple of days, and you will get more info on the dipping, the dipping happening for them, and telling people to the contestants from the Miss Cicero pageant are here. In fact, Poppy, could ask them to bring them in first, please. This is to join the chairperson of Carnival. Your final words. We'll be back again. We're having her back again, in 2 weeks' time? 2 weeks' time. You inviting her to RCI?
Anytime.
Boy, when you careful, boy, when you're manager, you're watching your words, boy. Your final words, Tamara Gibson, as we wrap up your first installment of interviews here on Vaval Central.
St. Lucia, Lucian Carnival belongs to you. It is ours. It's buzzing, it's trending. Every other island is monitoring what we are doing in St. Lucia and trying to make this better. We will keep pushing and doing all we can to ensure that Lucian Carnival remains the best. So it is up to you to get involved, support the tents, support the panmen, support the mass builders, and support the mass bands. Come out on the road and be part of the spectacle. Spectators, it is for you as well. So, Lucian Carnival, feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Nothing sweeter than that. 2025, we're giving you everything.
Right, just one final one we're asking to settle. That's settled now. The staging of the two big music shows, Soca Monarch and Calypso, they are on the penultimate weekend, right? Not on the final weekend.
On the penultimate weekend, all things being equal, no hurricanes, no thunderstorms. The plan is penultimate weekend. I think it's the 11th and 12th of July.
Okay. Well said. We welcome your contribution, your update for us, and answering the questions honestly here on Vaval Central. We no doubt in another 2 weeks or so invite you. The minister is also due. Once he's through his consultation, I'm sure he'll be better placed to see where the carnival is at and where they're going. Minister Ernest Hille on the program. Iowa, any question for I almost said your boss, but for the chairman of Carnival? You good? Yeah. You're just comprehensive in the thing. Thank you. Well, the Cicero, you have any role in the Cicero pageant? You know, you mentoring them, anything?
I'm a spectator. I'm going to be there to support them all. I'm looking
forward
to see what they had to offer.
A little more
last year, the competition was, and the show was fantastic.
All right. I was seeing the camera has them perfectly there, Miss. Yeah. Good morning, Cicero contestants.
Good morning.
You'll have to give your morning Vaval Central afterwards, Iowa. You're asking the chairperson to stay a little bit with us, and let Miss Brown go next door and share the mic to tell us of the pageant, what we're doing, this Cicero pageant. You're nervous? You're ready? You're prepared?
We're ready. We are prepared.
When you're nervous, that means you're ready. That's good. Nervous energy is any performer. So, Miss Brown, tell us this Cicero pageant, how important it is, where you at in preparation, what's happening?
I think things are coming along very smoothly and nicely for the girls. This year we are focused on the people, really trying to destigmatize the community, of course, and really highlight the unsung heroes, persons who continue to contribute, not just to Cicero, but of course we would have persons who came out of Cicero with prominent positions in St. Lucia. So we are really trying to highlight that through our theme a celebration of people, the essence of who we are. And I think the girls are well poised to bring forth that theme and showcase Cicero for what it truly is.
What has the community support been like in the last few years, and what are you sensing this year?
Overwhelming. The pageant has grew from small numbers to we are at a point where we cannot accommodate everybody who wants
What's
to.
the venue?
Cicero Secondary School.
That's a good venue.
So we are now considering, and we are also considering extending the pageant beyond Cicero to the constituency.
Tell me more about that's a very interesting.
It is.
I mentioned a few years more of a Castries South.
Castries South, Miss Castries South.
Right.
So
you could, you know what Soufre does? It's Miss Soufre, but they always have a shooter contestant, a canneries contestant, and so the name is retained. I'm not sure the other communities accept that. You probably have to go Castries South, Castries South.
Miss Castries
but you're
South.
thinking of a Marigo rep, a Four Show rep, and
Yes.
so on. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because the interest is there.
Okay. Some might say that you still want your internal Cicero to select the contestant have a show there. You probably have to move to Cultural Center then when you go Castries South.
The venue we are at actually accommodates more persons than the cultural center.
Really?
So.
Oh, you do outdoors? Okay.
It's a challenge. Yes. Yes.
Okay, but I see the great numbers in the past pageants. How they're going through. The communities represented. Tell us about them.
We have Miss Monkey Town. We have 2 young ladies from Monkey Town, Cicero, Maine, the Gulf, and Lakudoy.
The little parochial little flavor in this pageants. Tell us, persons are often concerned about graduation and moving on. The last few Miss Cicerones, the last one for example, any idea of them moving to national pageant and other ventures?
Yes, that is the plan.
What has happened with the last Miss, the reigning Miss Cicero?
The reigning Miss Cicero, Miss Faith Edward, she is actually planning and preparing for nationals.
Oh, that's good. That's people like to see that graduation to the other level and development constantly. They're nodding, they're agreeing, they're ready to go to do national if they win. Do they do the basic intros first now? Introduce themselves?
Oh, sure.
Hi everyone, I'm Kiana Baptiste, Miss Monkey Town.
Come again to make sure they heard you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kiana Baptiste representing Monkey Town.
Nice, Kiana.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Sinel Antoine Morel representing Lakudoy.
Right, a little stronger and more positive than that. You in command, you're confident, you're proud. Let's
Hi
go.
everyone, I'm Jasmine Peter representing Monkey Town.
Yes, Jasmine.
Good morning, Nabila Ali representing Cicero, Maine.
The capital. You're from the capital.
Yes.
Cicero Central. Eh?
Good morning, Vaval Central. I am Nelly Sir Richard, Miss Girl.
Nice. And the preparation, what has it been like, Miss Brown? I know the national pageant, for example, has the training sessions, the development, that in the end, the young lady, not only for the intrinsic appearance and performance on stage and the entertainment value, but they become better persons at the end. Is that happening?
Yes, it is. So it is, we always say to them, this pageant is more than beauty. We are really trying to build a community of young ladies, and a few of them have kids as well. Okay. So we are really focused on self-development, personal development, psychological development, very important. So we would have had quite a few seminars with them. Okay. In addition to that, we also do our one-on-ones, touch base. So we have a very personal relationship with all of the ladies.
I see you keeping the trend. A number of pageants internationally relaxing that requirement about being childless and not having mothered a child. So you're keeping with the international trend. We'll ask the chair of Carnival whether the Queen Show will go in that regard anytime soon to have mothers taking part. I see Miss Universe has gone that way, and no comment yet at this point. No comment at this point whether that goes through. And tell us of the admission and other ways. How do we get to the show?
So the show will be held at the Cicero Secondary School, the 21st of June. Of course, we have Carnival right after. So from the stage to the road.
Oh, it's right after the next day?
The next day, the 22nd.
That's next week?
Saturday and Sunday.
So that's next weekend already?
Yes.
What?
So like all times, You remember old times with seagulls when they used to have
right.
all roads lead to Cicero again.
What?
Okay.
Cicero. Right, and I remember that was the initial idea to have all the carnivals before the national. So Cicero, well ahead, boy, you well before, almost a whole month before to take part. Could you tell us a little about the carnival itself? What's
I'll
happening?
call on Shams too.
DJ Shams?
All the time.
Right.
So again, we're doing it again this year. Yeah, another year. This is like the 5th time now we're doing it, and then it's growing, it's getting bigger. And we're trying to do our best, keep it safe on the road, and then just have a good time.
What you do? It's one band with sections?
Yes,
right.
yes, one band, and then we have 3 sections.
And it's a mixture, a little bit of costume, body wear, t-shirt?
Well, t-shirt for now, yeah.
Right. You get any participation?
Yes.
What has it been like the last few years, the participation?
That thing about, I think it's just the community carnival, because I went to Dennery as well, and then the numbers in the participation, it's just small. I don't know if people figure that the truck is passing by me or by my home, and maybe I could just jump along. Because like they figure it's like
so I
a
see
community.
the numbers there, you see the registration is low.
Yeah, but we see numbers. But we see big numbers when we look at the vibe. But then we encourage a lot of people to take part because it's only $200.
Right.
You get your drinks, you get your food, you get a full package.
Your t-shirt.
Yeah, man. So
what's the music on the road?
Well, we have Invision Band as well.
But you
with
whispering, we have, that's why you say not too soft. Eh?
we have Invision Band, yeah, man. Yeah, and then we have our local DJs.
With brass?
Tip.
But if that's a secret, why you say that loudly, eh?
Hey.
With brass on the road.
Yeah, and then
and all the, as usual, Cicero.
Yeah, man, that's the first.
Monkey Town, eh?
So we're good so far.
And what happens? I know the last time I was in Cicero Carnival, all the artists passing through. That's a big.
So this year, yeah, this year we're looking forward. Yeah.
And Soca Monarch.
Shemi J.
It's a very
C-Dale.
important showcase for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't have to pay them, right? They want to pass through.
Pass through. We good. So we're just calling out everybody to come and experience the first carnival. To me, that is the opening. Eh?
Yes,
that is the opening. So calling out the whole of St. Lucia to come and support the vibe, come and enjoy. And we're looking for people to come and take part.
Yeah.
Buy the package.
From Mondido, from Maynard Hill, want to join Cicero. How can they register? Who they reach out to?
We are on social media, and we're easy to get. We're easy to
Carnival.
get. Yeah, we're easy to get. Yeah, anybody that need any information, they could check anybody, and then
just give them the hours. What time the parade actually starts?
We're looking to start at 1 and end about 6.
Yeah, the last time you were prompt, you did start on time.
Yeah.
The consistency is very impressive, I must say, going forward.
Win. Okay, and then we might change the route. Might.
Okay.
Just a little into So we're starting on the Mon, and we might go down through the tunnel.
Okay.
Come up through the dump hill. So we go down. There is a gap, Cicero, which could lead you to Millennium. And then we could head up. There is a road they call like the dump hill.
Yeah.
We go up that hill and then we go from Monkey Town. Might.
So I used to know Cicero well. I don't know it so well anymore.
Yeah.
I try and picture it. But you know that well. You know the dump. Right. But a slight change in route and so, right? A slight change yeah. Well, I think we're very happy. What you saying? Which one you sponsor? Which lady you sponsor? You sponsor the
all of them.
Overall, the pageant, the event, yes. The event. No, but seriously, thanks for contributing.
I'm a big supporter of the event.
Right.
Yes.
Morally and financially.
Morally.
I already thought the man passed a big check, a supporter, a moral sponsor.
So Teddy, tomorrow we saw you all there last year, so hoping that we see you all here this year again. Definitely. Yeah, man.
You drop our packages first?
Yeah, man. Now you mean. Right. Make it happen.
Ms. Brown, final words before we go to Poppy and some music?
Just to encourage everyone to come out and support our ladies. Of course, we have our community motorcade on Saturday coming. So we will be hitting the road.
Tell us the hours and what's up.
We will be hitting the road from about 4 p.m.
Okay.
Throughout Cicero. So calling everybody to come out. If you are not from Cicero, come in and join us. And of course, we have Coronation Night on the 21st of June, where our ladies, very spicy already.
Yeah. The entertainment for the night?
We are looking at, of course, artists. The artists are very excited. Of course, it's the first stage, the first carnival. So they are all out and ready.
Yeah.
So
I see you have an artist, so Exonads has tunes out. Exonads might give us a little touch, maybe?
Yes,
she
yes,
has
possibly.
A big
yes.
hit on the radio.
Yes, right.
You see, so your own talent. Thank you. You just encourage people to come to the pageant.
Calling on all St. Lucians, please come support our lovely ladies. You continue to do so. And we encourage you to come out this year in large numbers. Our ladies are ready to showcase what Cicero is truly made of.
Right. Every reason to support Cicero, commending you on a great community efforts, really in keeping with the vision of community carnival in the true sense. It's really been impressive. We have put our social media people there. We almost named them on air to take a few images. You have two of the trending soca tunes. We're building up to soca semis for the young ladies to shake a leg in the studio for the video and for them to go viral afterwards. What you have for them, Iwa?
And Vaval Central, Teddy.
The Cicero contestants enjoying the double play from Keisha. As we said, we're featuring the music from both categories as we build up to the semis in just about 2 weeks' time. A final word from the chairperson of Carnival, and then Claude Paul, update on the music aspect.
Yes, I just want to take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, and his ministry for the support and for the leadership that he provides us at the CPMC. And we want to wish everyone a safe and happy Lucian Carnival 2025.
Thank you. Well said. You say thank you? Yes. Thank you. Just pass on the mic, Sammy. I always the man gets annoyed if you don't know what you have to greet him in the morning, Vaval Central. You like that? After 3? Good morning, Vaval Central, right? 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, Vaval Central.
Wow. You like that, Iwa?
Yeah.
Recorded. We're going. Claude Paul, you just tell us where we at with the music aspect. The chair stays with us for some photos in a while with the girls. Afterwards, Claude, before the final tunes, just where we at. First quarterfinal last year.
Yeah, last night we had the first quarterfinal, KPT. I think it came down very well. The crowd, reasonable for a weekday. Of course, we have Fire One on Friday, the South on Saturday, and next Wednesday, the 18th, the day before Corpus Christi. That'll be the final quarterfinal show, which would be the TOT Soca Village. So I think last night, very good production. The show went smoothly. I was home before midnight, and so, we were happy. So we want to encourage people to come and support the 10s, the remaining quarterfinals from Friday, Saturday, and next Wednesday, of course. And as I'm here, also a plug for the Cicero pageant. Lovely ladies in the house with us, and the carnival on the 22nd. We want to make sure that it's going to be a safe and an enjoyable weekend for Cicero. Put us back where we need to be. Yes, on the map. Yes, sir.
So thank you, ladies. Thank you to the chairperson of Carnival, Miss Brown, and the great Sham there, boy.
Yeah, man.
As we thank you for being here today. As it says, photo of time, Iowa. We continue with two of our big tunes for soca. As we said, Poopy made the point. Friday, you go in where you're starting at the 10th. Who's on Friday? Fire One? Fire One on Friday. The first half, we have to share. Either you go to the 10th and I go to the carnival, or which one?
Well, you go to the carnival, I'll stay in the 10th.
All right, okay. All right, fair enough. We're sharing there. Go to the carnival in the street party on Friday night. The big lunch, 6 bands, all the top artists over the Friday night. And of course, the double offering on the weekend, Friday and Saturday, quarterfinals, the Liming at the Cultural Center. I will take it away with the 2 tunes. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, Vaval Central, lots of artists in the house. A special surprise interview tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Vaval Central on RCI and on social media.
Yeah, I go in everywhere. Yeah, I go in every mass. Every fete I go, yeah, I got every glass. Pull up in the first, but I live in last. 20 said 40, but I the quarter pass.